What are pre-construction services? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about why they're important, what they are, the detailed steps for what to do in pre-construction, and some references that you can use to do this. And I'm going to tell you, it's a big deal because like Bent Flyberg talks about and Dan Gardner in the book, How Big Things Get Done, well, they say projects don't go wrong, but they typically don't go wrong. They start wrong. So we're going to talk to you about pre-construction services right now. Stay with us. Okay, so pre-construction services are any services by a construction manager or construction manager at risk, a CM that becomes basically the general contractor to build that project for a GMP at risk, right, to build for that project for that GMP. The services that are provided to enable design, to enable the goals of the client, the building owner, and to properly plan the project so that it can be on time, on budget, with good quality and good safety. So that's what pre-construction services are all about. I've told you about this before. Let me say it again. It's a 1/3, 2/3 ratio. If it takes 10 years to plan a project, we need to spend 5 planning. Now, I heard of a railway, I'm not going to tell you where exactly, but in North America, they completely tanked the project, the budget, the schedule. And finally they said, hey, let's go ahead and add time to plan this project. And then the CM came in, you spent up all the time, wasted all the money, but didn't do proper planning, and the project still tanked. So when I'm talking about pre-construction services, I'm not just talking about sitting around. I'm talking about adding real value before construction to make sure that that project goes well. And I've given you an analogy before. If you say, hey, these are the ingredients in a cake, right? That's like design. These aren't the ingredients. But coming up with a plan to build the project or to make the cake, that's called a recipe. So you're in pre-con finishing the design. You're also planning the project so that the design and how you build it can come together in a finished project. You have a recipe. You know what the cake is. You know exactly how to make the cake, and you know who's going to eat it. I like that analogy. So pre-con services are exactly how to make the cake. You have to know what it is. How do you make it? And what kind of planning goes into that recipe. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Number 1, project planning. When you are doing pre-construction services as a construction manager, you really need to plan that project. That means an overall master TAC plan, a production plan, or your master schedule rather. That means logistics planning. That means mapping out your zones. That means identifying a proper budget, not only for the project and all of your budget categories for subcontractors and self-perform, but also for your general conditions and your general requirements, okay? That means constructability reviews so you can build it. That means any planning and preparation for timelines that might deal with permissions, utility reroutes, permits, the procurement of long lead items, the exterior skin, even things like temporary power have to be coordinated, or if you have solar on your project, right? The preparation of these key timelines is in the scope of the general contractor. So making a plan, reviewing the soils report, knowing exactly what needs to happen for the project to basically successfully start after your notice to proceed is all a part of that project planning effort and is one of the main pre-construction services that you will purchase. Now, I want to make it clear, this is not above and beyond. It's not like, oh, I could have just paid the contractor for 2 years to build the job, and this extra year of pre-con is above and beyond. No, that 3 years is what it takes to build that job. So you got to pay for what it takes to do it right. Otherwise, the contractor's not going to plan it, they're going to fail, and you're going to pay for it times 2 or 3 on the back end. So project planning is key. Number 2, budgeting and cost estimation. This is crucial because as you're going through design, you want to make sure that you're using target, value, delivery. That if you have a stipulated sum or a budget amount not to exceed, you need to design to that. So real-time budget updates are crucial. And if you do this right, using lean techniques, you can actually hit your target value, your target total budget with the design and create a remarkable experience for the building owner or the developer because they got what they needed as well. So that real-time budgeting is crucial for pre-construction services. Number 3, site analysis. There are typically development services that will help you to do a really good job of your site analysis, or the design team might have that in-house. Either way, site analysis is key. You need to look at topography, soils conditions, zoning regulations, environmental impacts, all combined to inform design decisions. So having entities early on that are used to the development and the design process, either as a consultant or in-house to the design team or in-house with a developer, are key. And in many instances, your construction manager might provide these services as well. Number 4, design development. This is where you are going through the schematic design, design development, and CD phase of design, helping the design team to stay on schedule and on budget, but also delivering according to regulations and building codes, what the building owner or client wants from a functionality and aesthetic design. Working through that design development process is an amazing service to purchase either from the designer or within the developer entity or from the construction manager. Number 5, value engineering. We've talked about this in other videos. Value engineering shouldn't be like a slash and burn, chop things off the building. Value engineering literally should be an engineering effort where collaboratively the design team makes better decisions to provide more value for the functionality and the aesthetics of the building for less money. Value engineering. Instead of just coming forward with the most wasteful or a wasteful design option, because that's the way we've always done it, we're looking collaboratively into new technologies, new assemblies, new ways of doing things to really deliver a remarkable experience. Number 6, permitting and approvals. It is amazing, like I said, either in-house for the developer or as a consultant, a third-party entity, as a part of the design team as a service provided there, or as a part of the construction manager services. You getting help with your permitting efforts is absolutely crucial. So this is help negotiating with the city on different permitting timelines, any key milestones, which a lot of times have financial incentives with them, and making sure that you get through the zoning process properly and that you're set up for your plan review cycles to obtain a building permit. Knowing all of those details is crucial, and having an in with the city and good knowledge about how the process works is gold. Number 7, risk management. This is huge. I love this concept because not only as a part of pre-construction should we be identifying risks during construction, but any risks for the owner in general, right? Once you waive conditions and you've bought the property, you now are assuming the risks, like you're moving forward in one way or another from a financial standpoint, and there may be many risks and liabilities, not only with the design, but the development, initiating construction, and then later on maintaining the building. So having a really good set of eyes from a risk management standpoint is key. You're going to be looking for experienced design manager professionals, design build entities, people that are experienced with CM at risk, just somebody and a construction manager preferably that's really good at helping the building owner to mitigate and avoid risks. Number 8, pre-construction services, scheduling not only of the design team but for the overall project itself. The schedule, the production plan enables all other aspects, production, quality, safety, the whole 9. So having those services is absolutely crucial because how long the project takes absolutely ties into the pro forma and really helps you to know if you have a solid project, a solid deal, and a solid design. And I'm going to give you 2 more. This is huge. Number 9, procurement management. You're gonna always have your exteriors, always have elevators, always have that tile that comes from Italy. Oh, switchgear. Long lead procurement is crucial. We've got to get on that right away. So that we have the materials when we need them for construction. If not, it will amount to a massive impact. And number 10, stakeholder management. This is huge. You've got to have somebody coordinating efforts, managing timelines, doing pull plans with the design team, and here's the most critical part, removing roadblocks. Every design team meeting, every interaction, identifying what do you need, what do you need, what do you need, and when a design team entity, who are all separate, needs something from somebody else, that goes on a list and is tracked. Do you have it? Do you have it? Do you have it? How are we doing with this? So a roadblock tracking log or a needs list, whatever it is that you keep, making sure that that design team is enabled and that you're managing all the stakeholders to get what the design team needs when they need it. That is absolutely crucial. So you will need pre-construction services. The question will be who, and do you have it being done right? And if you do, it will enable the rest of the project for success. So I'm going to put this in a Canva graphic for you so that you can go make sure that you have these covered for your project so you can be successful. I hope you have enjoyed this video. On we go.